Video I'm going to show you how to disassemble and reassemble a Tippmann 98 Custom. To start out, you want to make sure it's unloaded, degassed, and uncocked. To start out, you want to depress the front sight and pull off the ball feed. You want to unscrew the barrel, set that aside. Then you're going to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts. This one that holds the front grip in is longer than the rest. Just pull the grip out, then remove the cap on your bolt handle. Then if you have all of these out, all the way, it should just pull right off. Some pieces may come with it, such as the trigger guard and the safety. Safety just goes back in that hole there. All those screws are the same size, so it doesn't matter to keep them separate. Your front sight is made up of 3 pieces. You have the pin, the post sight, and then there's a small spring here. Just set those all off to the side. You have your ball detent, sits right there. Trigger guard can go back on there. Your rear sight, your end cap just lifts right up and it slides out with the O-ring back there, and then your drive spring and drive rod. If you rotate this, you've got your linkage arm, your front bolt, rear bolt with the rear bolt plug inside, and your bolt handle. That can all just sit there. That's all the steps in disassembling it. You don't normally have to touch the trigger mechanisms unless for some reason it's all gummed up, then you can take it apart. But other than that, you just clean this power tube, and where the paintball sits here, if you broke a paintball, there'll be paint there. Then when you reassemble it, you want to put oil on all the O-rings, and then just reassemble it with the front bolt sliding on the power tube. The rear bolt sits there. Linkage arm goes in, then it just rotates and sits flat back there. Put your drive spring right in the back. Your end cap and O-ring on. Just push it in. There's a small groove that it sits in. You got to make sure that end sits there, because otherwise your receiver will not sit flat on there. Put your rear sight in. Ball detent just squishes in there. And your front sight is a little tricky. Take the pin, insert in the furthest hole to the left. Then your spring, there's a little piece that bends away. You want to make sure that sticks up. Rounded side going to the left. Just set it in there. Use your front post, set that on there. Just drop it down, When you pull it in, it'll pinch the spring in there and lock it down. Then you want to just pick up your left half of your receiver. If everything is assembled inside correctly, it'll just set right on like that. And you just reassemble. You don't need these overly tight because you could strip the threads. You just make sure they're snug, that it's not going to fall out. Insert your front grip. And your handle, piece of rubber there. Your ball, feed neck, and your barrel. Screw that in. You just reassembled your Tippmann 98 Custom.